Hello guys, hope you guys are doing well. So this is the continuation of built-in functions in Python, and this will be the final class of built-in function. So now we are going to discuss about Python int function. Python int function is used to get an integer value. It returns an expression converted into an integer number. If the argument is a floating point, the conversion truncates the number. If the argument is outside the integer range, then it converts the number into a long type. If the number is not a number, or if a base is given, the number must be a string. Now you can see on the screen the syntax of int method is int of x is equal to 0 comma base is equal to 10. What does the x and base means? X number of string to be converted to integer object. Default argument is 0. Base of the number is x and can be 0. Return value from int function. An integer object from the given number or string treats default base as 10. No parameters return 0. If the base is given, then treats the string in the given base is 0, 2, 8, 10, 16. Now let's check out the example how int function works in Python. Let's try with integer print int of 123 is comma int of 123. Hit shift enter. So we have the answer. Now we'll try with float as well. Float, what you have to do is point to do. So we have a float as well. Int 123. Let's try this in string. We have tried with integer and float. Now try with string format. String. What we do is string is we use quotes. Let's see. It's wrong. Let's say we have the answer. Right. This is the int function. Okay. Let's move on to oct function. Python oct function is used to get an octal value of an integer number. This method takes an argument and returns an integer converted into an octal string. It throws an error, type error, if argument type is other than an integer. The syntax of oct is oct of x. The parameter of oct function is an integer number, binary decimal or hexadecimal. If not an integer, it should implement underscore underscore index underscore underscore to return an integer. The oct function returns an octal string from the given integer number. Let's take a look at this in a code. Here is the code. Let's try this oct function, polling function val is equal to oct of 10 and displaying result print octal value of 10 is val. So we have octal value of 10 is 0, 1, 2, right? We'll move on to next odd function. Odd. The odd Python odd function returns an integer representing the Unicode point for the given Unicode character. The syntax for odd is odd ch. The odd parameters takes a single parameter ch, a Unicode character. The odd function returns an integer representing the Unicode character. It returns an integer representing the Unicode character. Let's try this in Python code. Or the function code point of an integer print odd of 8 is 56. Right now, let's try code point of an alphabet print odd of 82. Right. Next, try one more code point of a character print odd of 10. Let's print. So we have 38. Right. Is it clear? Okay. We'll move on to perf function. The Python perf function is used to compute the power of a number. It returns x to the power of y. If the third argument z is given, it returns x to the power of y modules z, that is x comma y percentage of z. Right. The syntax of for is for x comma y comma z. Let's try this in our Python code and see the practical results. And this is for function positive x comma positive y x into y print for of 4 comma 2. Let's try this. Execute this. What we have 4 comma 2 is 16. This is positive. Let's try with negative x and positive y. Print for 4 of minus 4 comma 2. Again we have 16. Next, try one more example. Positive x negative y x star star minus y. Print of 4 comma 4 comma minus 2. Let's try this. Negative x and negative y. Positive x and negative y. Let's try with negative x and negative y. Okay. Print half minus 4 comma minus 2. Let's execute this code. What would be your result? 0.0625. So here is it. Wow. Now we'll move to next print function. The print function prints the given object to the standard output device screen or to the text stream file. And single quote separator is used. Notice the space between two objects in outputs. n parameter slash n new line character is used. Notice each print statement displays the output in the new line. Let's try this function in Jupyter Notebook. We print function. Okay, print by aware. Right now, I'll print this out. We have it. This is simple thing. Now we'll try another one. X is equal to 7. Print x is equal to comma x. So you have x is equal to 7. So you can get the space, and here two objects passed. Right. Next, write three objects passed. Y is equal to x. Print x is equal to comma x comma is equal to y. Let's see this. What do we have? X is equal to 7 is equal to y. Right. Okay. Now we have all these different types of examples. So here I have used slash n, so it's a line break. Slash n, and it's a line break. You can see it here. So we have it in 3 lines. So I have used slash n and slash n. Right. Now we'll move to next topic. Our next topic is range function. The Python range function returns an immutable sequence of numbers starting from by default, starting from 0 to default, 0 by default, increments by 1 by default, and ends at a specific number. Range constructor has two forms of definition: range stop, range start stop step. Start is integer starting from which the sequence of integers is to be returned, that is start, and stop integer before which the sequence of integer is to be returned. The range of integers end at stop -1, and step, it's an optional integer value which determines the increment between each integer in the sequence. Range returns an immutable sequence object of numbers depending upon the definitions used. It's simple as that. Returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 to stop -1. Returns an empty sequence if stop is negative or 0. The return value is calculated as R of n is equal to start plus step into n for both positive and negative steps. If no step, step defaults to 1. If step is 0, rises an value exception. If step is non-zero, checks if the value constraint is met and returns a sequence according to the formula. If it doesn't meet the value constraint, empty sequence is written. Let's check this out in our example in Jupyter Notebook. This range function. Let's try with empty range. Print list of range of 0. So what do we have? List object is not callable. right? Least object is not callable. Range integrate. I'll remove this list. Now, what we have is range 0, 0. Now, we'll have using the range stub. Using stub. Range of 4, 4. So we have range 4. Let's try to add list here. List of, again it says list is not callable. List object is not callable. Okay, no issues. Let's how range works. Before we move to that, mm, alright, guys. So we'll move on to next topic. Right, reverse function. Alright, let's next topic is reverse function. The Python reverse function returns the reverse iterator of the given sequence. The syntax is reverse a sequence. The reverse function returns the iterator that accesses the given sequence in the reverse order. Right. So let's check this out in our Jupyter notebook example. Let's try to code this. This is reverse function. String is equal to Python print list. All right, let's try a different example. List 1 is equal to right. The reverse is we got the reverse math, chemistry, biology, and physics. We have it here. All right. Thus, let's move to next topic. Reverse round. So we'll get into the round. The Python round function rounds off the digits of a number and returns the floating point number. The syntax of the round function is round number, comma n digits. Round parameter takes two parameters: number, the number to be rounded, n digits optional, number up to which the given number is rounded defaults to 0. Return value from round. If n digits is not provided, round returns the nearest integer to the given number. If n digits is given, round returns the number rounded off to the n digits. Let's take a look at this an example. this round function. Here is hash round function. This is for integer print round of 10. Let's see what we have. And this is for floating point print round of 10.8. We have 11, even choice print round of 6.6. So we have 7. This is how it's gonna work. The round function. Hope this is clear to you guys. So let's move to next topic is tuple. We have already discussed about this. Let's one more time we'll discuss this. The Python tuple function is used to create a tuple object. In Python, a tuple is an immutable sequence type. One of the ways of creating tuple is by using the tuple constraint. The syntax for tuple is tuple iterable. Iterable is an optional, and iterable it can be list, range, etc. or an iterator object. If the iterable is not passed to tuple, the function returns an empty tuple. Let's take a look at this in an example. Now we have a tuple, right? T1 is equal to tuple. This is an empty tuple, and print T1 equal to T1. Let's see what do we have. We have nothing because it's an empty tuple. Now let's creating a tuple from a list. T2 is equal to tuple 1 comma 6 comma 9. Now print T2 equal to comma T2. Let's see what we have. T2 1 comma 6 comma, and creating tuple with from a string. Tuple from a string. Okay, T3 is equal to tuple of Python. Okay, print T3 equal to comma T3 enter. So we have this Python here. Now let's create a tuple from a dictionary. T1 is equal to tuple and press 4 equal to 4 comma 5 is 5. Print T1 equal to comma T1. Let's see. What we have here is 4 comma 5. Is that clear? Now we'll move to next topic, the zip function. The Python zip function returns a zip object which maps a similar index of multiple constraints. It takes iterables can be 0 or more, makes it an integer that aggregates the elements based on iterable past and returns an iterator of tuples. The syntax of zip function is zip into iterables. Iterables can be built-in iterables like list, string, dictionary, or user-defined iterables. Return value for from zip function an integer of tuples based on the iterable objects. If we do not pass any parameter, zip returns an empty iterator. If a single iterator is passed, if a single iterable is passed, zip returns an iterator of tuples with each tuple having only one element. If multiple iterables are passed, zip returns an iterator of tuples with each tuple having elements from all the iterables. Suppose two iterables are passed to zip, one iterable containing three and others containing five elements. Then the returned iterator will contain three tuples. It's because iterator stops when the shortest iterable is exhausted. Let's take a look at the example how we're going to create a zip function in Python. Num least, so least is equal to 4 comma 5 comma 6. Str least is equal to 4 5 6. Okay, now here, now we don't know attributes are passed. Result is equal to zip. Let's see. Okay, now here what we're doing is now converting to list. Result least is equal to least of result. Print result least. Let's check this out. What error we have? Least object is not callable. Least object is not callable. Line number 9. Here it is. Okay. Alright guys, let's ignore this least one. We'll directly move on to zip one. Okay, let's take it to iterables are passed. Result is equal to zip number least star least. Right, now we are converting to set. Result set is equal to set of result. Print result set. Let's execute this code and see what we'll have. So we have 6 5 4 4 5 6 6 5 4 in a set, right? I hope this might clear each and every topic so far. So this is the end of the built-in functions in Python. So from in our next section, we'll move further. So if you have any doubts, feel free to contact me through email. Okay, have a good day. See you next time.